Welcome, friends. Welcome to this AEFC Part 8. Argue in English fluently and confidently, Part 8. In this episode, I will give you at initial stage, I will provide you one sample of 12 tenses, how one verb we can use in 12 tenses, that 3 multiplied by 4 tenses. Then I will give you Dr. Neely's case judgment. I will tell you how I argue that case in at admission hearing and at the final hearing. So already I have shared the full bunch of that SLB of Dr. Neely in my last episode. And today we'll see Dr. Chandrachud's judgment on Dr. Neely's case. Then I will give you one very fantastic book written by Nani Palkewala. I will explain you the index also. So go through the book and find out the word, find out the vision, find out the flow of his speaking, his thoughts. You will get some ideas, best ideas about corporate laws, best ideas about income tax law. And I will give another book which is on Nani Palkewala. Earlier, which is written by Nani Palkewala, and later, which people have given the speech on Nani Palkewala. So that 7, 8 good speeches, one book is there. I will give you that also. So for your arguing skill, for your vocabulary, these books are very helpful. And at the end, as usual, I will give you 2 videos. One, I will show you that think in English, then you can speak in English. So that is very good video of one foreign English teacher. You can understand that very well. And keep in mind that how he has recorded that, what is his vision, etc., etc. And I'll give one more video, which is of my friend, senior advocate, Kapil Sibal. He is telling you about the law and about how to be a successful lawyer, etc., etc. So you can find out some vocabulary also in that video. So this will be part 8. So first, as usual, tense. So we'll take one verb. Translate, translate, translated, translated. I translate, we translate. Now I'm speaking about simple present tense. Present tense in that simple present tense. I translate, we translate, you translate, he translate, she translate, it translate, they translate. Continuous present tense. I am translating, we are translating, you are translating, he is translating, she is translating, it is translating, they are translating. Perfect present tense. I have translated, we have translated, you have translated, he has translated, she has translated, it has translated, they have translated. Perfect continuous present tense. I have been translating, I have been translating, we have been translating, you have been translating, he has been translating, she has been translating, it has been translating, they have been translating. Past tense, simple past. I translated, we translated. You translated, he translated, she translated, it translated, they translated. Continuous past tense. I was translating, we were translating. You were translating, he was translating, she was translating, it was translating, they were translating. Then perfect past tense. I had translated, we had translated, you had translated, he had translated, she had translated, it had translated, they had translated. Perfect continuous past tense. I had been translating, we had been translating, you had been translating, he has been translating, he had been translating, she had been translating, it had been translating, they had been translating. Future tense. Simple. Future. I will translate. We will translate. You will translate, he will translate, she will translate, it will translate, they will translate. Continuous future tense. I will be translating, we will be translating, you will be translating, he will be translating, she will be translating, it will be translating, they will be translating. Perfect future tense. I will have translated, we will have translated, you will have translated, she will have translated, she will have translated, she will has translated, he will has translated, she will has translated, it will has translated, and they will have translated. So have and has, keep in mind. See, he, she, it, has, and other are have. Then all these 12 tenses are completed. It requires only 5 to 10 minutes, but use different verbs, use this grammar. Entire tense is covering in this small model. Now, Dr. Neely's judgment. Let me share. This is judgment, but before initiating reading of the judgment, let me tell you how I argue this case. On which point? You have already SLP, go through SLP, find out the points. Main point in admission hearing was that Lordship, after mutual consent agreement and divorce, again respondent wife is creating hazard in the life of the petitioner. After divorce, both are get married, both have the children, but even though she is filing litigation on litigation and litigation on litigation, immediately Justice Chandrachud, presiding judge, one more judge with him, A.S. Bopanna, both have issued notice. After issue notice, 2-3 stages of registry will happen. And after that 2-3 stages, then after notice hearing. So 2-3 times hearing get postponed because after notice matter Sometime very near today, I'm sitting full day in court. My item number is 25. Very interesting case, accident claim case, enhancement of accident. My item number is 25, but court has concluded 23. So only on 2 items now matter will list on 12th September. So such type of waiting period is there in Supreme Court also. So after 2-3 after notice dates, then one day argument take place. Then in that argument, after notice argument, I will read all grounds properly. Grounds leading. Question of laws are best for admission purpose and grounds are best for after notice here. And we should have our art because we are not alone there. Sometime opposite lawyer is there. Here that lawyer may be not present, but sometime opposite lawyer is there. So our arguing skill is very important. So after notice, so I read all the grounds. You can read that ground at home. I'm not wasting here time of instruction video. Now see the final order. This is very detailed order. Dr. Neely, how judges are looking towards that matter? Dr. Neely Anil Kumar, petitioner, state of Telangana, and others. Respond. Another means his wife. Respondent number 2. Respondent number 1 is state. Because criminal matter always state is there. IA with condonation of delay in filing, exemption from filing CC, like that. Here is the quorum. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Justice A.S. Bopanna. Today my hearing is before Justice A.N. Bopanna. Not happen, but adjourned. Petitioners, Jayprakash Somani, Shobha Somani, Pinisha Monte, Rajnish Kumar, Mamta Rani, Aishman, Vasyana, Nirmal Chopra, Aksa Sahar. Upon hearing the counsel, the court made the following. See, the petitioner instituted a petition under Section 482 of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973 for quashing the proceedings in CC number 48 of 2012 on the file of the 4th Additional Junior Judge, Warangal. The principal basis on which the jurisdiction was invoked was that the matrimonial dispute between petitioner and the second respondent had ended in the decree of divorce and the grant of permanent alimony, and that consequently the ends of justice would not be subserved by pursuing the prosecution of offences under Section 498 of the Indian Penal Code and Section 3 and 4 of Dowry Prohibition Act. A single judge of High Court of Telangana disposed the petition with observation that if the parties have compromised, the least they can do so before the trial court in accordance with law. The marriage between the petitioner and the second respondent was solemnized at Warangal on 18th May 2006. Initially, after their marriage, the parties lived in a United Kingdom where the petitioner was working as a doctor. Thereafter, the second respondent went to the US to pursue postgraduate studies, which I have given in that draft. They have picked some point from that draft. So remember, our drafting should be in a such a way, it should be useful for arguing counsel at admission stage. It should be useful for after notice hearing stage. It should be useful for final argument stage, and it should be useful for judges to write the judgment also. Such type of fantastic drafting should be there. The petitioner instituted a divorce proceeding before the principal senior civil judge Rangreddy on a ground of in or around October 2008. The second respondent instituted a private complaint being criminal case number 278 of 2008, which is stated to have been compromised before the District Legal Services Authority at Warangal. Parties left for the US. Dispute between them recurred again and proceedings took place before the courts in the US. The second respondent lodged FIR number 200 of 2010 dated 18 December 2010 before the Women Police Station, Warangal for offences punishable under Section 498A of the Indian Penal Code and Section 3 and 4 of the Dowry Prohibition Act against the petitioner. A1. His parents A2 and A3 and siblings A3 to A6. He have taken these points from grounds properly. In the meantime, a separation agreement was entered into the petitioner and the second respondent before the Probate and Family Court of the Commonwealth of Manchester on 31st July 2013. The divorce between the petitioner and second respondent was finalized in terms of the separation agreement on 4th November 2013 after the divorce which the parties have obtained by mutual consent. Both of them have remarried and have children of their own. FIR number 200 of 2010 was quashed by the High Court against A3 and A3 to A6 siblings, the siblings of the petitioner. The additional Judicial Magistrate First Class Warangal has acquitted A2 and A3, the parents of the petitioner, on 21st May 2018. The proceeding under the Domestic Violence Act being DV case number 2 of 2013 filed by the second respondent inter alia means along with against the petitioner was dismissed by the Additional Judicial Magistrate First Class Warangal on 14 September 2018. It is in this backdrop that the petitioner has moved these proceedings, aggrieved by the order of the High Court, declined to quash the criminal proceedings. Notice has been issued in these proceedings on 4th April 2022. The office report indicates that second respondent has been duly served. No appearance has been entered on behalf of the second respondent. We have heard Mr. Jayprakash Somani, counsel appearing on behalf of the petitioner. The narration of fact would indicate that the dispute between the parties arose out of matrimonial relationship. Parties have since separated and divorced are stated to have remarried. It would hence no longer be in the interest of justice to pursue the criminal proceeding any further. The judgment of single judge of High Court of the state of Telangana dated 10 April 2019 in criminal petition number 4152 of 2014 is set aside. The proceedings in CC number 48 of 2012 on the file of the fourth additional junior civil judge, Warangal, shall in circumstances stand quashed. There shall be an order in the above terms. The special leave petition is accordingly disposed of. Pending petitioner, if any, stand disposed. So this is the good order have given. Is given by D.Y. Chandrachud and J.S. Bopanna. And on bench, by sitting bench, he had dictated that order on that day. Some point I have suggested during the dictation also. So such type of arguments, such type of drafting, such type of appearances, such type of thinking, such type of our thinking pattern in the benefit of justice and the benefit of our client is very vital part of our legal practice. So friends, now I want to tell you, we faced summons issuing problem in this case. That lady is not ready to receive summons. So then we use the all CPC summon topic, ideas of the, then we paste that summons on the front door of her house and take the photograph, and that lawyer along with one police constable do their affidavit there, take the signature of laborers, and then this matter proceed further. So such type of thinking, such type of hazards we have to face while we are completing these litigations. Now, I have stopped. Now I am sharing you the book as I discussed earlier. 2 books I am sharing. And I am declaring one new thing. I will give certificate to those who got 60% mark in multiple choice question test of each part. Yes, I will create a question paper of multiple choice question, and I will give you that question paper, but you cannot solve that question paper unless and until you see all the videos of that part, you see all the study material books given in that part. So that time you can solve that question paper. And if you get out of 160 marks in that question paper, and you get all in 16 parts 60% marks, that time you will be declared as a pass in Ergo English Fluently and Confidently course. But I don't have time to prepare that question paper now. So I will spare some time, and then I will prepare that question papers, and then I will send you. Before completing 16 part, I will send you all parts question papers. You see all parts, repeat it again, and then solve this question paper. So you will automatically listen all these videos like that. Now, we the people, this book is written by Nani Palkhiwala, very great personality, my guru, Nani Palkhiwala. See this book. Little story of Nani Palkiwala is given here. Born in January 1920. See, index. Part 1, Education, Democracy and Socialism. For good vocabulary of English, I am recommending this book. Read it once, twice. The state of the nation, the four costly features, the mess we are, convocation address, the treason of the intellectual, work, the prerogative of intelligence, obedience to the unenforceable, the people, the only keepers of freedom, true gain of the emergency, the task before a free people. Has the constitution failed? The future of democracy in India, Indian democracy, its problems and prospects, meeting the enemy, the citizen and the next election, educating our masters, India, the political and reality, economic growth with social justice, socialism, its kernel and its shell, the two greatest economic powerhouses, politically impossible. No, these are 2 points different. The two greatest economical powerhouses, politically impossible. The tragedy of West, the economic mandate of the Constitution, the humanistic pace of capitalism, India in the 80s, thoughts of Indian arrival. How treasury you are getting in this book? How much treasury of knowledge, legal words, lethal control on the cement, the dark age of the grey product, building a new India. So the earlier topics are related to social generally. Now this is related to legal, industrial. So you can understand corporate law, other law, tax law. This is part 2, taxation, the ideology of taxation, the fiscal stimulus, the ideal budget, the budget of my dream. What should be the next budget be? If I were the finance minister, the union budget since 1957, supreme ironic procession, constitutional issued part 3, attacked on the constitution during the emergency, proposition filed in the Supreme Court against the government's plea that Keshwananda's case should be overruled. Should we alter our constitution? Reshaping the constitution, the light of the constitution, then fundamental rights, the priceless right to personal liberty, the Supreme Court's judgment in the Minerva Mill case, premature dissolution of parliament, the Supreme Court's judgment in Judge's case, constitutional changes and presidential system. My health is not good today, so voice level is not so good, but I am doing my duty. Constitutional changes and presidential systems, desirable changes in constitutional law, the presidential system, the center-state relation, union government, not central government, union government, not central government, state are not vessels of the union. Part 5, Personalities, Diplomacy and the Law. The great and the eminent, the relevance of Sri Aurobindo's philosophy today. India has lost her soul. The two dreams of Gandhiji. Do we deserve Gandhiji? Mahatma, the pilgrim of eternity. Rajaji, a man for all seasons. Sir Jamsetji B. Kanga. MC Changla, a great judge. MC Changla, a great judge. Roses in December. Chief Justice J.C. Shah. Salute to Justice Khanna. Remarkable school teacher and ambassador in Washington. He was ambassador, India's ambassador. So he has shared his experiences, a human cycle, mistake of symbolic significance, Indo-US relations, galaxy of Indian talent in the United States, and appeal to Indian abroad. My experiences as an ambassador, nuclear proliferation, horizontal and vertical, disarming the unarmed, apartheid in the South Africa, the law and lawyers in the dock, of lady advocates and judges, sentinels of democracy, professionally speaking, truth and services. Near about 357 pages are in this book. So you have time. When you will get time, you read this. Another book is related to Nani Palkiwala. Palkiwala Memorial Lectures. See this book. Palkiwala Memorial Lectures. In his memory, Palkiwala Trust is there in Bombay. They are organizing one big event, Palkiwala Memorial Lecture Series. So 2003 to 2019, selected speeches are given here in this book. Whose speeches are there? We'll see it. Preface, a man for the common man. Let me increase the font. Sri Ram Panchu. Speeches, Constitution of India, Soli Sorabji. Judicial system, the need for urgent reform. And Uniform Civil Code, Ramjet Malani. Law and judicial system for the next society, Justice M.N. Venkatachaya. Indian foreign policy challenges in 21st century, G. Parth Sarthi. Corporate governance, Y.H. Malegaon. The diabetes epidemic, why and what we can do, V. Mohan. So such type of good speeches or all these memorial lectures, direct lecture is given here in written forms. So you will get best vocabulary in this to increase your legal vocabulary. I am giving you treasury. Utilize this and improve your personality, improve your legal practice. Now, last video. Let me share you one video.
It's just effortless English club.com and then /7 rules.
Very good. I listen this. Very good. Very simple language. His voice is good.
Yeah, all right. Go to that website. That's my website, but you just go to that page.
So
yes, that's on the screen if you're watching the video.
One more.
So it's effortlessingles.com.
One more I am giving you.
Club.com /
One more. Principles. I will show you.
literature is a great asset in a court of law because you can quote quote people to make your point. You have to be knowledgeable about trading matters. You have to be knowledgeable about philosophy, about great thinkers like John Locke, Hobbes, Rousseau, Marx. Why do I say that? Because to my clients from Mayhem, the story that I told you about the election matter, and that these matters will come up in court, and these all relate to human beings. Think about it. When you climb a ladder,
so this is the end of our part 8. So see you in part 9 with some ideas, with different books, with some valuable videos, and one Supreme Court's best case. Thank you. Thank you very much.